And away we go. We're lights out and away we go. Here we are for the Div 5 Singapore Grand Prix. As the Alpine gets away with a great start. Oh, we're going 3 wide into turn 1. And there's slight contact. We're still going 3 wide to turn 3, I believe that is. As positions are held. Quickly turn over to telemetry on real quick. Let's see who loses positions. Let's see what happens. Gotta turn tyres on, I do believe. Everybody on the medium compound tyre, as there is a yellow flag, and that is the Aston Martin and the Red Bull, Big Arthur and the Manutes. The Aston, is there any position? Oh, that's a late dive from the Williams driver. I do believe that is Doutic, but Doutic has lost 5 positions in the space of a sector. That's not a great start for the Williams driver. One as Throne Globe now makes a move past the Sauber, as we're still side by side. This is great racing from the Sauber. All this slight contact. Don't think there's anything into it, as his teammate, the Sauber's teammate, Bovic, has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as that's PRT Pistol, who has gone down a few positions. Don't know what's happened there unless there was contact. And he now loses his position to Throne Globe, who has made his way up into P, and that is a Sauber going wide. That's going off track and potentially gaining an advantage. Nice and consistent as both Williams. This is a great performance from Williams. As there's a move, Fanta, oh, and through goes Jace. Oh, there's still going to be contact. I sense it. There's slight contact, and now the Aston Martin has lost a few positions, and so has the Williams, as Jace was like, yep, thank you very much, I'll take that. That's the first position Jace will probably take in his whole life, in his whole racing career, I should say. As Throne Globe's just sat behind the Aston Martin and the Williams driver now, along with 6 other drivers here in a DRS train. But is that a Ferrari going for a move on the Mercedes, looking for the outside on PRT Pistol? Doesn't just, not quite. I reckon he might get it on the next lap. We'll find out. As that is an Alpine going off track, and Throne Globe picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as that is a Ferrari. Ooh, I thought Ferrari was looking. Brown's is getting very impatient, but he has the pace to get past these drivers. Let's see. Ooh. So what Brownus does, he's on the rear of that Mercedes. Looking, and I feel like Brownus is cooking at something. He's got the pace, he looks eager, he looks like he just wants. Oh. As the Ferrari has had a half spin, and that is not what the Ferrari wants. As I think the only fight that's going to mainly happen is going to be the RB versus the Ferrari. If I'm just looking at, as he pulls to the inside the Ferrari of Brownus Buns. Makes the move, very clean from the Ferrari driver, and the RB looks to try and take it back, but I just don't think that's going to happen for him, as Walker is now going to most likely drain some of that battery just to get away from him, as Nick is now back past Throne Globe, as Boltzlinger has now lost position, but he must be battling with the Sauber, and there's slight contact, as Boltzlinger is not giving up this position, and that is a yellow flag, and that is Boltzlinger in the wall. Very unfortunate, as there is battling in the back, and that is the Aston Martin, not the Aston Martin, it's the Mercedes and the Ferrari going side by side. Is there contact? I do not know, but that is Brownus Bunce past the American of Michael. As Throne Globe has now lost 2 positions. Oh, he's in the pits, he's onto the hard, so he is the second driver to box onto the hard compound tyre, as there is battling between the Aston Martin now and the Williams, as the Aston Martin comes out ahead. Oh, that's a yellow flag, and that is the Sauber of Amaro, who has no front left wing, and I'm surprised that's not a safety car, in all fairness. Yeah, very unfortunate there for the Sauber, as drivers are in. The Alpine has boxed, and there is I'm butchering my teams here, I do apologise. The Mercedes of Michael's box as well onto the highs. Everyone's gone into the highs, it's quite obvious. Everyone's going to go into the highs, but here he is, the McLaren of Jace. He's going to overtake all drivers into the pits as Arthur picks up a 3-second time penalty. So what do the other drivers do now from P2 to P6? Do they box as well? The Aston Martin looks like he's faking the box as P3, P4, P5 and P6 have all boxed. I don't know if they all got debated by Fanta doing something, but that was a great angle to see the C4 cars box back to back. As Jace is now cutting the line, and look at that. I think the strategy from McLaren has worked off great, as Throne Globe is now potentially going to get out ahead of these drivers, as he does. He gets out ahead of 4 or 5 drivers who have just boxed. That is a great strategy from McLaren there, as he is boxing this lap. So Kevin will go back to your race leader, which is great, as Fanta is now going down the order. He has spun, and that is a few free positions. And speaking of Walker, probably now finds himself up into P13, as he does, as Aston Martin trying to not get damage or getting a penalty for recent track. So that is very good from the Aston Martin driver. Scattered, but we like to see him turn up every week and do his best. That was contact between the McLaren and the Alpine, I believe it was. Potentially we will find out, as that is both Aston Martins now DNF'd. Safety car's not a thing. I don't know if safety cars are a thing or not. Okay, so that is a red flag. Red flag. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5 red lights, and away we go here in the Singapore Grand Prix. Let's see if everything good. And the Williams is gone. Okay, that's fine. First lap desync, it's fine. Happens. It's fine. Still. let's just wait for the game to render itself real quick, as Nick has been disqualified for parking it on the main straight. But let's get all this telemetry on. Let's get it all on. As obviously it's gonna be a 1-stop now, as the Williams, one of the Ferraris of Walker and an RB have all opted for soft compound tires. Is it worth it? Most likely, if I'm honest with you, but we'll find out. Still so many laps to go, as Kevin continues to hold his lead in the Singapore. I'm pretty sure he's led every lap of the Grand Prix this weekend. As that is more, and there it lands. There is a safety car. That's more like it, as like I said, very unfortunate that it was restarted, because it could either make or break your race in one lap. You know, everyone hunched up back together, and that unfortunately is the Mercedes of Michael, the American, as unfortunately DNF'd from this race. As wait, was that a McLaren? Ooh, big plays from some teams here to box. Is that the McLaren? It is. McLaren's just doing a double stack. Definitely worth it, I do believe. I'm just trying to find I don't think they're going to be too worried about the hold up. Hard compound tyres for both McLarens. Same with the Alpine. Same with the Ferrari as well. And when is he going to go? That is the big question. I think he's going to go on the exit of this turn. As he does not, he's going to leave it. Ooh, a 10-second to the Sauber for causing a collision under the safety car with clutch shift, but the RB's gone, and I'm pretty sure he's caught the Williams lacking there. The Williams has a great reaction time. All fans stayed with him. As is there going to be any moves into turn 1? Is that say McLaren going side by side with Boltzlinger? Boltzlinger is doing a little bit of contact, different two measure, no time lost there for both drivers, so I don't think that will be reported to the stewards. But Boltzlinger's given some to the other McLaren, as That's not what the McLarens want. Trying to get past these old runners, as there is a move being made by the RB of crispy cheese balls, and he just about makes the move on Throne Globe. As I think the Ferrari looks for the move now on the RB. Does he make it? No, he doesn't. The RB just stays ahead. Unfortunately, Throne Globe is in the train behind all these other drivers. And is there going to be any moves into the Isle of corner? This turn right here, and there is contact in the George Russell corner. I'm going to name it, as there is slight contact between the RB, the Red Bull, sorry, and the Alpine of Throne Globe, and I can't say his name. I do sincerely apologise. There is moves though. Jace getting past Big Arthur. Go on. Oh, as Big Arthur says, nope, I'm taking that back. As then, no, both of them aren't going to back out, and it's side-by-side racing, beautiful racing from both these drivers. Who's going to come out victorious in this battle? It's a switchback I've just seen from the McLaren. That is beautiful racing from both drivers. But Jace does come out on top on them 4-lap old hard compound tyres. So Kevin and Legend just burn their battery in the second sector. And then the last, as Kevin has made the first call and he has boxed. He is the first one to box out the top 3, but with the McLaren strategy at the start, this is going to see Kevin lose a lot of positions to some hard runners, as we are going to ride on board with Kevin throughout the pits as he goes to the, yep, that is a white stripe, that is the hard compound tyres. But yeah, again with the strategies from the Alpine, the Ferrari and the McLaren, it was a very good strategy, I'd have to say so, to box and under that first safety car to you know, get out ahead, because currently as it stands it will be a McLaren 1-2. As that move it's Walker going side by side for the George Russell corner, and there's contact between the Ferrari and the Red Bull, trying to get disqualified, as both P1 P2 have boxed now. PRT Pistol did get ahead, as Panda and the Alpine has stayed out. Brown Spun's currently P2, you know, currently he still needs to box. But yeah, again, safety car come out, anything could happen. But so McLaren have you know, as there, I think PRT Pistols can go for the move on crispy cheese balls, and he does. But there's slight contact in the back. It does Williams get damaged, but who knows? As there is more contact between the Mercedes and the RB. But I feel like the Mercedes is going to come out dominant on this one, and he does. As I don't know if the Williams got damage actually, because he looked like he hit the wall in the background. But is he going to make the move on the RB, as the RB has no DRS, and I feel like it's going to be probably one of the easiest overtakes Legend will ever do of his F1 career, as he gets himself up into P8, as Brownless has now boxed. As I say, it is currently a net P1 P2 for McLaren. The trigger has been pulled on the Alpine, as the Alpine has now boxed to get off the mediums. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before this race got underway, in the second stint, I said it was going to be a McLaren P1 P2 with Brownless Buns and P3. So my prediction is still on. Just need Brownless, he just needs to cook up a storm. Still time. But an Alpine P3, which is great, but he is under pressure from Kevin in the RB, who pushing him through that corner. He's pushing him, saying, look, hurry up. But Kevin has barely any battery, and I don't think he will get the move. Are we going to go too wide? I think we are going to go too wide, ladies and gentlemen, as the Alpine goes off track, and that is a free position. But it comes right back at the RB driver, and then potentially loses a position to PRT Pistol. No, he doesn't, just about holds on against the Mercedes, but Kevin is like, yep, thank you, I'll take that position, and is now gone from these front three. As we're going 2-1, there's contact between the Mercedes and the Alpine, and there's more contact between the Williams and the Alpine. What is going on? Someone send up this inside. No. As Walker now gets the move. Ooh, this is a Ferrari sandwich you do not want to be a part of. If I was Crispy, I'd move out the way. As Brownless Buns has a lot more battery and will most likely get past him on this straight. Let's ride on board with Brownless, as that rear wing is open, but so is the RB's, but the RB has barely any battery, and the Ferrari's going to go for the inside. That's not forcing him off track. That is a nice clean move, and we have a nice three-way fight now for P2. This is going to get really interesting. Will it be a McLaren, an RB, or a Mercedes on that second step? Me personally, I'm going to go with the McLaren, but here we see Kevin making the move. Goes, breaks too deep, and that could be gaining an advantage, as I'm pretty sure he lets Front Globe back there, which I'm pretty sure he does. Very smart move from him, but that has put him on the back foot of PRT Pistol. He picks up a 3-second time penalty trying to make that move, so I don't think he'll make it stick, as that would be classed as going off track and gaining an advantage, I do believe. There could potentially be moves into this turn, as I think Kevin will get a great exit compared to Jason. I'm pretty sure he does, as we're going to see the RB going for the move on Throne Globe, sorry, and he does. He makes it right before the turn, because obviously DRS gives you an extra 12 miles an hour or whatever it is, and finds himself up into P2. So it is currently a McLaren 1-3, but PRT Pistol is quickly gaining. Right, he's all over the rear of Throne Globe, who just picked up a 3-second. That's not what he needed. He could have survived on that third step because PRT Pistol had a penalty, but now it is all fair game for the Mercedes and the McLaren, as the Mercedes has a way more battery, and I feel like the Mercedes is going to potentially try and look for a move, as that is a lapped car of the Red Bull. But can Jace keep within the second and get him back on the second DRS straight? But let's find out as we now enter our first DRS straight. Both drivers have practically the exact same DRS, and they're both going to drain completely. This is what I expected from these two drivers, as they're both completely drained. And here we go, Kevin looking for the move into up the inside, but doesn't get it, and Jace has a massive snap. Oh, he's going to send up the inside. Kevin, and is there contact? I think there might have been contact, but Kevin makes the move on Jace and is now leading the Singapore Grand Prix. But I think it's going to be an RB victory. I think Kevin has driven a superb race, in all fairness, this weekend. It is past my bedtime, gone to the moon. It is past my bedtime. I'm tired as anything, but no one can stop him. He's raced beautiful in qualifying, in the race. It was his race to win. Kevin wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Jace comes in P2 and PRT Pistol P3. What an outstanding race from the Div 5 boys this was, as Panda finds himself up into P6. Not a bad race yet again for both Alpines. P6, P10, not bad. The Deltic, not a bad weekend from himself. Williams have had a great weekend here in Div 5. The two Ferrari boys, very unfortunate weekend. Recovered it very well, as bonus just a little drift around the final corner. The RB coming up in P10. The other Alpine driver, unfortunate for him, he had pace, race pace just wasn't there. Very unfortunate. Clutch shift in the Haas, looking to secure P12. Secure P12 for the Haas team, as he is the only Haas driver to finish this race, as his teammate did get disqualified on lap 1. He didn't even leave his starting box, which is unfortunate, as he crosses the line, gets P12. Next car will be the Sauber of Bovic, who gets P13. Not a bad race from him. Boltzlinger, the fellow American, finds it tough every week, but still turns up, still races, still gets points for his team. Beautiful racing from Boltzlinger.